Welcome to Wandering Dutch. This last week or so I've had the honour of being afforded the opportunity to play through and review the highly anticipated ID at Xbox and Steam title Song of Iron by solo developer Joe Winter of Resting Relic. Today I'll be giving my spoiler-free review of the game, talking about the performance, graphics, combat, movement, sound and soundtrack, basic story premise and mechanics of the game, and then giving my overall score. So let's get into it. For the purpose of this review, I've been given access to the game on Xbox, playing this game on both the Xbox Series S and the Xbox Series X. The game is locked at 4K 60 on Series X and 1440p 60 on Series S, with graphical elements all the same otherwise. I must note, having played both versions, I have not encountered any performance issues on either, and while the game is not officially marked as Series X or S Enhanced, they have both been tailored to each system. In Song of Iron, you play as a male or female main warrior, purposefully without name, to put you in the central role. The opening of the game serves as a flashback from the beginning of your story, but also as a handy way to get the player accustomed to the controls within the game. Your village has been attacked by a much larger army of North warriors, leaving your loved ones slain. The only way to save the rest of your people is to seek the help of the gods, from the highest point of the mountains, using the stone around your neck to summon them. However, this won't be easy and many foes lie in your way, with the story taking twists and turns along the way. We will start with the controls. Since Song of Iron's early days, they have been tweaked and changed to be a lot better in this review version I am currently playing. Noticeably, the bow and arrow aim sensitivity. To attack, it's the X button. Hold for a heavy attack. Y button will throw your weapon. Holding left bumper bring your shield in front of you to block attacks, and shield against archers, while hanging your shield up and using X will provide a shield bash. Using the right stick, left or right rolls the character each way to dodge. The left trigger will allow you to run. A is to jump, and pressing left stick provides a quick step backwards. Pressing B will force your enemy back with a kick. Finally, holding the right trigger will draw your bow, and X will fire the arrow using the analog stick to aim. A combination of running and jumping and kicking will provide a flying double kick. Now we have the basic controls out of the way, let's discuss the additional attacks you get as the game progresses, that are brilliantly and meaningfully linked to the armour that you find throughout the game, making finding armour not only a welcome aesthetic upgrade, but beneficial in the powers and attacks they bring. Left and right gauntlets provide weapon upgrades for weapon and bow by means of fire attacks you can activate to boost damage done. Chest armour allows you to run much quicker, to traverse a level quicker, and clear larger gaps when jumping. Shoes provide a powerful electric stomp to smash your enemies or break points in the floor, and the final armour piece, the helmet, provides lightning attacks to the weapon and bow, along with you being able to summon the sword back to you by pressing the Y. Pressing Y to throw, and then Y to summon back again. These pieces of armour are found along your trails, behind locked vaults that are unsealed upon finding ruins throughout the area. Some are easier to access than others, and some with some hefty hordes of enemies to block your route. This provides a good challenge, both in the puzzles provided and the traversal. There were points within some of these that I felt a little like Indiana Jones, avoiding boulders, running past swinging gauntlets of large spiked hammers, and moving over collapsing floors and more, providing both hilarity and frustration when watching the character hilariously ragdoll in front of me when I'm killed for the 10th time. Overall, these dungeons and sealed vaults along the way provided a little thinking, exploration and combat, and with each vault providing something meaningful, it never felt forced. Along your route, simple glowing sprites provide the checkpoints to save automatically, meaning you don't have to worry about losing progress in the game. You'll encounter a number of enemies throughout the game. Viking warriors and archers of the opposing tribe above ground, goblins and goblin archers in the caves, giants and bears scattered around and in their groups. It will not always be wise to tackle them all head on, as their numbers can simply overwhelm. You can choose to stealthily sneak past when they are not looking, simple run and roll away from them, or stay and fight. But beware, your health does regenerate, but very slowly. Your stamina also does the same, and rolling really eats up the stamina. Your shield can only take so many hits before breaking, so choose your moves wisely. Though you can pick up enemy shields left laying on the floor after they're slain. You will also come across larger enemies such as trolls and dragons, among other bosses, but for the purpose of this review I will not unveil them due to the spoilers for the story. Each of these mini-bosses and bosses come with their own abilities or special attacks that you must avoid or be quickly dispatched. Pick your attacks and timing wisely, learning their moves and using all of your abilities to bring them down. The main enemy of this game is very challenging, and it took many attempts to get past him on our first encounter. The final story sequence in the game provides a mighty twist and opens the universe of Song of Iron wide open for future titles. Hold on to your butts though, because you will not expect the twist and change of this game. The world of Song of Iron is diverse, spanning across spooky, misty dark woods and lakes, beautifully lit sunset wooded areas, rolling green hills, vast mountains, deep cave systems, ruined cityscapes and frozen tundras. Throughout your journey there is plenty to take in, and with great lighting and ambient sounds coupled with the beautiful soundtrack produced by Will Goss, helping find the correct moods for each area and matching perfectly with the mood of the story. These provide a stunning match together, providing a spooky or calm vibe in some locations to take a moment to gather yourself, or feeling epic as you stand atop a cliff looking over the valley, or as the music picks up when a horde of enemies approach or a boss comes into the fold. The combined work of both visual art and soundtrack is simply brilliant. Here comes some of the points that slightly detract from the game and can become frustrating. Sometimes the climbing mechanics work well, and other times they don't. Or they stop when you're midway up a climb. This can bring around the frustration. When throwing the weapon and attempt to summon it back, this, on rare occasions, can fail when the weapon does not return. Lastly, the work Joe has done on the scenery and world is amazing, and in time, I'm more than confident that he'll be able to implement higher quality assets such as streams of water, deformation of snow, mud, dirt, and some higher quality textures. Finally, I must come to my final thoughts, impressions and score of the game. Joe Winter has produced something really great for his first solo developed title. Backed with an amazing composer in Will Goss, the game itself takes between 3 to 4 hours to complete, and his first foray into solo development after leaving the lofty heights of a AAA studio is certainly impressive. Overall, I would give the game an 8.5 out of 10. With some additional refinements into the traversal and expanded combat mechanics, along with more enhancements on the graphical front for future, is definitely bright for this indie developer. In this score, I've also chosen to take into account that Joe has, up until this part of his career, only ever worked on character animation and no other sections of game development, as he learned along the way, making what has been produced even more impressive for a first bout into the ID at Xbox fold. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I would definitely recommend picking up the game when it releases on August 31st, 2021 on both Xbox and Steam, priced at $19.99. Please help the channel by liking, leaving a comment below on your thoughts about the game, share the video out and subscribe. I've been Wondering Dutch. Have an awesome day and game on.
Helms.